Listen in for some positivity and good times. The views and opinions of our guests may not necessarily reflect those of the host or the Vibes Broadcast Network. Listener discretion is advised.
Well, hello, my friends. I urge you to please listen to my message. This is from Listen to the Vibes. This is from the Vibes Broadcast Network. This is from me. I do my very best to try to stay positive at all times. I want this channel to be known for accepting everyone to come in and enjoy, either the paranormal stuff that I do or the wonderful people that I interview that are like life coaches and authors, speakers. I try to bring you some actors, some musicians, and even directors from Hollywood, trying to convey a good message. Now, I woke up this morning. I looked at my channel, and I'm not trying to get on a pity party here, so don't take it the wrong way. But I couldn't help but feel a little bit defeated because I think I'm just trying to put out a positive message, and I'm doing something wrong. I don't know what it is that I'm doing wrong, but I'm just not a controversial person, and I try to. Like I say, I want everybody to feel accepted when they come here. I am a Christian, and I'm not going to back down from that. I don't care if people like it or not. And I'm a spiritual person. I'm not a religious person. I don't affiliate myself with any church because I don't agree with all these rules and everything else that seems to come along with these churches. But I do worship God. I've accepted Jesus Christ as my savior, and I'm not trying to push my religion on you. So don't take it that way. I want you please keep listening to my message because I feel like it's very important for you to hear what I have to say. Being Christian, being conservative, I was when I did go to church, I was taught to think a certain way. But let me tell you, when I was a child, my father was a very stout Democrat. And I'm not putting any Democrats down here, so don't take it that way either. But he taught me hate. But I refused because when I met someone at school that I thought was a really cool person, I didn't even care what color they were. Mind you, my neighborhood was mostly Hispanic and Black. But I had this intent that I was going to love people for who they were. Now, my first wife was Hispanic, so I got to enjoy a lot of that culture from the inside, I guess you'd say. I did not know a whole lot about it, but then I got to know it. I love the culture. I love the food. I learned how to cook just about everything that most Hispanics know how to cook. And all I felt was an acceptance and a love from most of her family, but it wasn't white or Hispanic. It was just family. Now, granted, we had our problems and we parted ways, and my children, who are half white, half Hispanic. I don't even know how you consider it half white though, because I'm not even completely white myself. But of course, I look at my great grandfather was a full-blooded Cherokee. I never got to meet my great grandfather. I wished I had. don't want brownie points for that, so I'm not asking for it. And I guess what I'm trying to say is I wasn't in my heart. I don't care if you're Hispanic or you're from Pakistan or you're from Albania, if you're from Africa, if you're from Jamaica, those, that's cool that you are, but that doesn't become a deciding factor in whether I am going to like you or love you. Now, I'm tell you, and I'm not looking for brownie points for this either, but I'm trying to make a point. When I was going to church, I was taught, and this was just the church that I was going to. So I'm not saying all churches do this, but the church that I was going to was trying to teach me to hate homosexual people. Now, I'll tell you, I fell in line with that. But when I left, I had family and people that I knew that were homosexual. And I just didn't see why I should hate them. I loved them no matter what. I'm gonna tell you, once again, not looking for brownie points, so don't think that's what I'm trying to do here. But I have two sons that are gay. I'm also ordained, so I can perform weddings. I have performed um, regular weddings, gay weddings. Heck, I even got to participate in an Indian, and talking about from India, Indian ceremony, which I'm gonna tell you what, that was an honor to have somebody that trusted me enough to bring me in and let me do that ceremony. I got to wear the traditional garb and everything, and it was just people being people, loving each other, and I got to enjoy bits of a culture that I didn't really know anything about. And I'm gonna tell you, this is the message I'm trying to convey to you. There are a lot of people like me that through the years we have learned to put away certain prejudices and to love people for who they are. And we accept people. And yet the goalpost keeps getting moved. And sometimes we're asked to believe in things that are actually ridiculous. Now, if you're part of that culture, my apologies, but there's just some things that are just a little bit, you can't keep up with. You accept something, and then all of a sudden the goalpost gets moved again, and you're expected to believe something else that you can't wrap your mind around. But politicians, the media, they make money off of getting you to hate somebody else because, you know, Republicans for the longest time, they were against gay marriage. You know, that was the only thing that I knew that was really kind of prejudiced about the party. And you can say that we're prejudiced against people of color, but I hate to tell you, but the party was started by a black person. So um, I guess my point is we have put away these prejudices. We accept people, and that's not lucrative to the Democratic Party. So they have to find something else for us to hate. I'm sorry, I didn't want this to be political, but this I'm telling you the truth here. And you can hate me for it. That's fine. But I I don't even really call myself a Republican anymore because there's still things that I'm having a problem with the party. Unfortunately, that's the closest thing that I know, or closest party that I know to vote for right now, but I don't want to be affiliated with any political party, to be honest with you. I just want to live my life the best that I can. I want to be able to go out and shake hands with my neighbor. I want to be able to invite my neighbor in to have a meal. And here's something else that's been on my mind too. Okay, I don't want to push my beliefs onto you. I'm telling you something from the heart here. And when I'm saying I don't want to push my belief, I don't want to push my Christian beliefs on you. Because let's face it, how many of you get pissed off when somebody from the church comes and knocks on your door and tries to invite you to their church? You don't want somebody pushing their beliefs on you. Hey, I don't blame you. I used to get upset when Jehovah's Witness would show up at my door. But we get upset, I think, for the wrong reasons. Well, let me tell you, there's people out there that want to get vaccinated. There's people out there that don't want to get vaccinated. There's people out there that want to wear masks. There's people that don't want to wear masks. I'm sorry, I lost track. I don't know if I said do or don't. But anyway, seriously, if you are so just you're so emotional, you really want to wear that mask, you really feel like vaccinations are the way you want to go, then hey, that's great, you do you. And if you were thinking the opposite way, you do you too. And let's just accept that our neighbors have different ideas than we do. Accept it. I'm not going to get here and be pro or anti-vaccine or pro or anti-mask. I'm just telling you, this is an example of things that we just need to say, hey, if that's what my neighbor wants, that's what my neighbor wants. If you think that mask's going to protect you and you think that vaccine's going to protect you, then why do you care what the other person is doing? It's their life. They're the one taking the risk. And if you're the one that's so against it, why are you worried about them when, wearing a mask or going to get a vaccine? Let them do what they want to do. We need to stop listening to the media, these crazies on social media. Stop listening to these politicians. And I don't care which side of the aisle you're on, just stop listening to them. Let's become friends and neighbors. I have never seen this much division in all my life. I lived through Nixon, all the way, Carter, Reagan, Clinton's, the Bushes, all these different politicians. I've seen people argue and things, but I've never seen a divide like I see now. My channel is supposed to bring positivity. I want to keep that going. I don't want to get political. If sometimes I sound like I do, I apologize. But I want people to be inspired, to be motivated, to be happy. Let's just forget about all these politics and all the other stuff that's going on and start focusing in on loving our neighbors again. That's what the Bible teaches us, to love your neighbor as you love yourself. I'll probably get mocked for what I'm saying. I'll probably have people hate on me for what I'm saying, and that's fine. I'm still going to keep doing what I'm doing. I'm going to push on. I'm going to try to bring positivity in the world. I'm going to try not to get down. I do get down from time to time. The problem is I don't want, I'm sorry, that's not what I'm trying to say. What I'm trying to say is even though I get down, I don't stay down. You shouldn't either. You should put away some of these petty little arguments that really don't mean anything and start caring about your neighbor. Here in Texas, when I lived close to the Gulf Coast, we'd have hurricanes and storms come through, and there'd be trees down, limbs down, damage to your neighbor's property or even your own. We would get out, we'd start cleaning. We'd see our neighbor needed help. or our neighbor would see we needed help and we helped each other. And all those other differences didn't mean anything. We just helped each other. Why can't we all just get back to that? I know I sound preachy today, but I just felt I needed to convey that message out to people. Let's just care about each other. Put away these differences. I walk into our local stores and we'll see couples or other people in general that they're not the same religion or the same skin color, but we smile and we talk, and sometimes we laugh, we get along. And I think, if I walk in the store and we get along, why does it seem like everything's going so wrong out in the world? And I can't help but believe that the majority of people just don't want to let these things bother them. Now, I don't know if people just do it just to, I don't know, just to seem like they don't want to, they don't start anything, or I don't even know what I'm trying to say here. I just know that when I see people smile and laugh and talk, joke around, it brings a joy to my heart. My grandson will be with us, and he's not even 2 years old yet, but he says hi to everybody. He doesn't care. He just says hi to everybody. And for people just to stop and say how cute he is, and it starts conversations. I know the whole world could be that way if we just let it. Can we just let it be that way? Can't we just care about each other again? Help each other? I think all in all, most people want to get along. You're going to have some people out there that are extreme. Of course, I'm not blind and I'm not stupid. You're going to have people that just hate because that's just the way they are. But spewing hate back at them, it's not going to make them change. You love and you care for each other. You have to use those things to change people's hearts. Doing hateful things is not going to change anything, just going to make it worse. I don't know how many people are going to see this message. It may not be very many, but if you're watching this, I hope and I pray that you're one of those special people that just love people for being people. And even if you don't spread my video around, go out of your way to say hi to someone today. Do something for somebody else today. It makes you feel better. You're doing something that's going to make somebody else happy. I'm going to leave it at that. I feel like I'm going to get emotional here. Until the next time, be kind to one another. See you on the next one. Peace.
We hope you enjoyed this episode of Listen to the Vibes. You can catch us on Buzzsprout or wherever you listen to your favourite podcasts, and on YouTube. Follow us on Facebook at The Vibes Broadcast Network